So have you dated someone who was still in the relationship, or at least you thought they were? Most of the time this happens online. But all of a sudden you notice that they stopped putting in effort. They are not ghosting you. They're still very present. However, emotionally, they seem distant, or they seem like they can't really make up their mind. They're confused. They're not sure what they want. If you have dated this kind of person, it's highly likely that you are dating or trying to date someone who is called a fizzler. This is a new term for somebody who just kind of gets lazy in the relationship and they just fizzle out. They're no longer putting their share of effort or any real emotional integrity into the relationship. What is the personality profile of fizzlers? Most of the time, they're very insecure. They worry about their inadequacies. Like they're nervous they won't be able to fulfill the duties of being a good boyfriend or girlfriend, and they would rather stay in a relationship and be sort of there than to be alone. So they're very insecure about being alone. And secondly, they're selfish. They're not concerned how this is affecting you. It's really about them, and they're not worried about the quality of the relationship either. My best advice if you're dating a fizzler is to, number one, go back and state your boundaries and make sure you're protecting those. Remember, our boundaries are protecting what we value. If you want a partner that is going to be long-term, consistent, able to commit, able to pull their fair share, then dating a fizzler is not going to work for you. And I'm telling you now, because fizzlers are good at breadcrumbing you, or keeping you kind of going along. Like, well, maybe in the future we can do this. They'll say that every once in a while if they feel you're distancing. If you're married to a fizzler, and yes, it can happen in marriage, then it's time to go to a therapist. But if you're dating this person, I'm going to tell you right now, if they are not matching what you've set for personal boundaries, protecting your values, then I would consider walking away at this point. Secondly, sharpen your face-to-face communication. It's very important that if you are dating a fizzler online, that you start meeting in person more, because if they're not able to really commit to you, if they're as lazy as you're thinking they are in regards to the effort they're putting in the relationship, they will not meet up either. And so then you won't have the guilt of just breaking up. You'll say, you know what, this person could not go the extra mile and I deserve the extra mile. Like, I'm giving them my best, I want their best too. And lastly, mutually model respect. And also, basically, when you model respect, you not only model respect for them, you model respect for yourself. If this person is treating you like an option rather than a priority, it's important you take control and that you actually step up to the plate and say, you know what, this isn't working. And the reason I want you to confront it and tell them that is because what fizzlers do is they never put closure on the relationship. And because of that, the relationship just kind of stays open. And as you move forward, it's very difficult to move forward if you don't have closure. So it's important that you say, I don't know what's going on here. I feel like there's not a lot of effort. And we're either going to have this relationship or we're going to end this relationship. Because if you walk away with no closure and you are with a fizzler, it's going to be much harder for you to actually form a healthy relationship in the future, because you're going to go back to this, did I miss something? You're going to keep playing it in your mind. The fizzler who basically stops and just walks away or fades away as they do, that person looks really bad and they look immature when it comes to their dealing with the relationship. And they're not going to forget that because it reflects badly on them. And you will know it, and carrying it forward, you and every other partner who has been fizzled on usually makes some comment about this person on social media. So what you put out does come back, and it's not a positive glowing report if you're a fizzler.